All right, back again. We're talking about, how to react or respond, at least, how to respond to seeing the ex-narcissist in public, at a public setting, public gathering, things like that. Now, for most of you who are freshly out of it, going through what you went through with the narcissist, it can bring a lot of anxiety into play. Nervousness in the stomach, being, for the most part, you haven't dealt with them or been around them. A lot of you even get that anxiety, even just thinking about the narcissist or, thinking about that scenario or that situation happening. And for the most part, I can say if you've been away for a while, I'll say this for most people who've been, you should at least, if it's been over 3 years, 4 years, it shouldn't really even bother you if you happen to run into an ex narcissist out in public or something like that. It shouldn't even affect you. But of course, there are some of you where it depends on how emotionally damaged or scarred you were from the ex narcissist is going to dictate how you react, at least to seeing them in public, to coming into crossing paths with them again. In most cases, it will bring up a lot of past, you know, memories, traumas. It can start to trigger a rumination all over again. Because of course, just running into them, you'll go into thinking about them. It doesn't just shut off the moment that you leave their presence, and all these emotions and stuff just start resurfacing all over again from what you've dealt with in the past with that narcissist. I'll say the biggest component of it is all based on healing. Depending on how much you've healed will determine the type of reaction you get, right? If you haven't really healed properly or fully from dealing with the narcissist, it could trigger, again, like I said, some very uncomfortable emotions that can take, weeks to get over again. Should you converse with them? I would say no. I would act as though I don't see them. And if they should happen to speak, hi, bye, keep it moving. Don't try to engage in a pickup conversation or small talk like, how you been? Oh, you look good. It's good to see you. Don't even engage in that. Just acknowledge them, keep going. Some of you may take that time to engage in a small talk conversation. And again, that will carry into the emotions and the feelings of what happened later. And if you're still weak, even some of you haven't got to that point where you're fully recovered and you're still vulnerable to the narcissist influence, it could possibly open that door into luring you back into the situation because those emotions get stirred up again and cause you to think and entertain the situation in which you shouldn't, in ways that you shouldn't be. Again, a lot of you may see people on here that leave comments saying they can care less and all that. That's fine. But just from my experience and stuff, from what I've seen, I think when you're truly healed, you don't harbor any emotion of anger or aggression or anything like that towards the ex-narcissist. It's just like, oh, yeah, it's something I went through. I learned from it. I'm good now. If you find yourself still wanting to get revenge, to have bad things happen to them and so forth, I would venture to say you're not healed. Because when you're healed, true healing dissolves all of those emotions in which you feel you have to get some type of get back, or get some type of revenge or anything like that. You know, when you fully healed, when you fully overcome, that's not, it's just not there. You know, there's none of those feelings in which you would feel as though you have to, you know, get back at the narcissist, or you're still bitter, you're angry, any of those things, right? So if you're not healed, especially and you see the narcissist again, man, it can trigger rage and cause you to go into a space which is not mentally good for you. You know, if you are healed, I don't think seeing the narcissist again, running into them, would really do much to you. You probably see them, oh, there they are, keep it pushing. If you're not healed, and depending on what happened in the situation that you were with them, it could trigger certain feelings to where you're seeing them with somebody else, and it can spiral you into depression, because now you're thinking about it. Now you've gotten visual, in your face confirmation of what's going on from what you were in the dark before. Now you see what it is. So everybody's going to have a different reaction to how they respond to the narcissist. And over the course of years, for me, you know, studying this, learning this, being involved in the education and understanding of narcissistic personality disorder, including the real victims that have experienced it, I learned that there's phases in which people go through as to where they are with their emotional strength and being able to push through and push forward out of whatever mental state that they're in from what the narcissist left them in, right? Everybody's going to be at a different level. So those of you who say, well, I should be over it by now, it's been this long, it's been this, not necessarily. Like sometimes it just, things happen in a way to where it just dies out. You stop caring. And it's not a time frame or a time limit. It just involves things that are going on in your life that take more of a precedence over the things that went on with the narcissist. So you start to build new experiences and stuff like that, and engagements with other people, to where slowly it starts peeling off those old layers of hurt and pain from what you went through with the narcissist. And you look up one day and you're just like, oh, I'm good. I don't really even think about them that much. You won't even catch it. It's not like a thing where you just be like, oh, it's been day 1026 and now I'm starting to, you know, I feel like I should be beyond there, or I'm starting to feel not ruminate as much. Now it won't be a thing where you're able to keep track of your progression in that way. It'll just happen. You'll just notice like you're not ruminating. You're not, you know, thinking of them or you know, having, the sadness and, all the other emotions that come with going through a loss with a narcissist or whatnot, or being ghosted or discarded or whatnot. You'll just notice it'll be different. But running into them again, I have to say that it'll depend on each one of you how you react and where you are in your healing process. So I can't give a one size fit all answer, because each one of you will be at a certain point or stage in your life to where either you won't care, it won't bother you, or it'll mess with you emotionally to a certain point where, it will affect you, or you're at a point where it won't affect you. But nonetheless, as I stated, do not try to make conversation. Don't, go into answering questions and stuff like that. Hi, bye, keep it moving. If you can and you have to leave that area or space where they're at, go ahead and leave. Whatever works best for you and how you're feeling and how you are mentally and emotionally, that's the way you need to go with that. So anyway, make sure to like, share, subscribe. If you want a one-on-one consultation, click the link in the description box, shoot me an email. I'll get you information on how to do that. Till next time, have a good one.